Okay, everybody, we are going to leverage Zillow, a free resource, to identify a good market to wholesale in and also look at prices and comps of recent sales to give us some additional data to know that, hey, this is a great market to be in. So I am going to use Dallas, Texas. This is our market that we serve primarily as a benchmark to take a look at. But again, this can apply to any market. So we're going to type in Dallas, Texas in the search bar. Once we have that in, it's going to preload a geofence of the Metroplex. I like to remove it because I do buy and sell land in the outside markets. And so you'll see this one does have my filters already preset, but I'm going to reset them and walk you through how to set these filters up. And so what we're looking for right now as land flippers in the metro, I'm going to be looking for houses, new construction homes that have been built in this area. If we were in the outskirts or in rural areas, we would apply a slightly different strategy here to identify the market. But since we're wholesaling land and specifically infill lots, this is going to be the best way to find out if this area is good or not. Now, just looking at this as a whole, looking at sold and the various types of assets, you can see that Dallas is pumping. There are a lot of sales. But again, for this exercise, I am going to deselect everything and only select houses, okay? Now, the other filter that you want to add here is going to be the year built. I go back to 2023 and beyond because that's when the market started to stabilize after the pandemic and after the craze of COVID-19. And so I'm going to put 2023 here, and that is the only filter that I am going to add into this tool. Now, what's great about this is you're going to get so much data when you pick your property that you're looking at in the area that you're in. So looking at this map, since 2023, South Dallas, here in Cedar Crest, here, what is this? This zip code is right by William Blair Jr. Park. You've got a lot of activity here in West Dallas. You've got a ton of activity in Northwest Dallas. So you can see these pockets, these clusters. It lets you know, hey, this area, there's a lot of development. Some people would say, well, there's so much competition there. Why would I want to be in that market? You don't want to reinvent the wheel here. You only need a couple of deals a month to make six figures, depending on the price that you're getting the land at and how quickly you're selling the deal. And so I would want to be in a market that has a lot of activity, because when your builders are coming in to buy the land from you, they're not going to want to be the first person to market and take a chance. So I don't know if I would get a lot here in far North Dallas, right? There's not a lot of development here. Now, if I started to see some development popping up over the next few months, sure, I could move into that market, but I don't know. I don't necessarily want to be first. So let's hone in on this area down by the Cedars, okay? So if you go into the Cedars, let's click this one, okay? So this sold in December of 2023. So it's a little bit further out than I would like to use, but it's not too far out where I can get an idea of what homes are selling for and things of that nature. Again, you want to try to find the most recent comps that you can. So I like to find 30 days, 60 days or less, but I can open it up to 90 and 120. Again, if this were the only comp though, I don't know if I would, just be so overzealous that houses are selling, but we know that there are a ton of houses selling in this area. So again, Zillow is going to give you a lot of information. So this home, the Zestimate is at $370,000. Now, we don't have to report sales prices here in Texas, so you're going to need to use Zillow. You're going to need to partner with local realtors. If you are a realtor, you're going to need to use MLS to get comps, home sale prices. But Zestimate is a good number to estimate off of, but always err on the mid to low end versus the high end, because you don't want to oversell your property and overprice your property, okay? So what I'm looking for on this tool outside of like the Zestimate, I like to scroll all the way to the bottom and I like to see these numbers. What was the house potentially listed for and what did it possibly sell for? Now again, we don't know what the final sales number is, but it's safe to assume that it's probably plus or minus $10,000 to $20,000, whatever this list price was. Okay. And so you have an idea that, okay, this house, they're selling for $369,000, $350,000 in this area. Later on, I'm going to show you how to underwrite and you will get an idea of why that number is so important. Another thing I like to look at is what type of home was built. So they built a 4.3, 1,768 square feet. And so when I'm talking to my developer and I'm saying, hey, this home is going to sell for this price point, this is the type of home that I would suggest to them that they would build in the area. The other thing that I want to look at is how big the lot was. So this was 1/4 of an acre. And so again, you're going to see lots range anywhere between, in Dallas at least, people are building on lots as small as 2,500 square feet, building like skinny homes up to about 1/4 of an acre. Usually you don't see an acre in the city limits unless it's an estate, but 1/4 acre, that's a really good amount of real estate for a homeowner, and they will definitely take that into account when they're buying the home. Let's take a look at another property. So let's look at this 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay, so a little bit smaller. I know this zip code is a hot zip code in the area, giving you some free game here. But so that we've got this 3.2, 13, 16 square feet. So there's no Zestimate available. That's okay. You would probably need to partner with a real estate agent or use MLS to find out some info about what this home sold at. But you can at least get an idea for the type of build this is, the type of homes that are being built in the area. You've got real estate agent information. You can contact them. Look, this is a buyer. You know that LGI Homes built this home, so in the future I can reverse engineer this and go to LGI Homes and talk to them about deals that I'm finding in this area, because I know that they're building out here and they like this zip code and this is the floor plan that they're using. But that's for another day. Again, I'm looking at dimensions. I'm looking at how big the house was. I'm looking at the lot size. So 5,000 square feet. Okay, so again, I told you that 5,000 square feet, that's a good number to be in, especially with, the proper dimensions. You can put a lot of house on that. As you scroll down, you'll see this one was pending for $296. So again, plus or minus, 20, 30,000. You can even contact a real estate agent, see if you can build some rapport. I wouldn't call them and just, hey, how much did you sell it for? But try to connect with them. Let them know that you're a real estate investor and you are constantly, identifying opportunities for their builders and for their developers, and see if you can build some rapport with them. But this one sold for $296, so $226 a square feet. And that sold on April 17th of 2024. This is a great comp because it's literally within the last 24 hours of me recording this, and you know that the home sold. And so another thing that you want to look at too is when it was listed and how many days on market. This is good information for your builders because you can tell them, okay, it'll take you based off of comps, and I would want to look at a number of different homes, not just one. But you can say, okay, give or take, you're going to be in and out of this deal after build in 3 to 4 months, based off of this price point. So the builder may come in and say, okay, cool, I like this deal. I'm going to build it at XYZ size, and then I'm going to aim to be a little bit cheaper than this home was to move the property faster. And so if you can't already tell, it's important to think like a builder when you're selecting markets, identifying properties, thinking about how you're going to sell the deal or dispo the deal, and how you're going to acquire the deal, and what price point you need to get the property at too. So that is how you would want to use Zillow, a free tool, to identify a market, find comps to underwrite your deal in that market, use the data to make better deals, and ultimately take advantage of this amazing free tool that's out there. Thanks.